Hello everyone, I'm Wayne and welcome to Goals by the Numbers. If you're passionate about football and love diving into stats behind every game, you come to the right place. We discuss performances, give you a deep statistical look at the biggest matches in the Premier League from the previous weekend. So today we look at Arsenal's home defeat to Bournemouth, Manchester United losing a 7-goal thriller, and Chelsea beating Liverpool on the way to trying to qualify for the Champions League next season. Let's get into it. So our first match, Arsenal 1, Bournemouth 2. Declan Rice opened the scoring on the 34th minute. The multiple runs he made past Trossard finally paid off as he latched onto a through ball, stepped past the keeper, stepped round the keeper, and slotted the ball home. Bournemouth equalised when after 66 minutes, Houston jumped the highest to head the ball in from a throw-in from the edge of the 6-yard box. Bournemouth went in front from a corner on the 74th minute. Taverner headed the ball goalward unchallenged. The ball was then prodded goalward by Evan Nilsson, and Raya wasn't able to keep an effort out from such a short distance. Bournemouth will be delighted with the win, as they are directly competing with three other teams, those being Brentford, Brighton and Fulham for 8th place in the league, which if Manchester City win the FA Cup, 8th would be enough to qualify for the Europa Conference League. And European football for one of those four teams will mean the fans get to visit new stadiums and dreaming of winning the Conference League, just as West Ham did in the 22-23 season. I suppose the biggest point I would like to make about Arsenal is they sit second in the league, and the league doesn't lie. They've had really good games, impressive performances this season, which is why they are currently second, with 3 matches to play. In the form table, they actually sit 9th. And mathematically, Aston Villa could catch Arsenal, and Aston Villa currently sit 7th in the table, but they're also second in the form table behind Manchester City. Liverpool rolled over against Chelsea, and Arsenal travel to Liverpool to play at Anfield next in the Premier League. A result at Anfield or against Newcastle, which is the following game, should be enough to see them over the line and ensure they qualify for the Champions League. But this is definitely the wrong time for your form to be tailing off. So, some numbers. Lewis Skelly had the most touches for Arsenal, that being 70, with half of those touches being in the middle third of the pitch. He also received the most passes on his team, which was 47. Declan Rice made 3 tackles, winning 2, 1 goal, 3 shots and 1 on target. That just sounds like an all-action performance. Have you noticed that we don't really speak about how much Arsenal pay for Declan Rice anymore? If there ever was a way to illustrate the fact that he was a good signing, that would probably be the fact. Evan Nilsson had a pass completion rate of 87.5. He also had 4 shots with 1 meal on target, and he made 5 progressive passes. So on to our next match, Brentford 4, Manchester United 3. Brentford beat a rotated Manchester United side in a match that sometimes resembled 2 drunks having a fight. Yeah. Luke Shaw started the match as captain for Manchester United, but only lasted 45 minutes. This was Shaw's 5th appearance in the league this season. Luke Shaw is not a bad player, but watching him play, I just don't think he's fit at this point. And he looks like he could really do a pre-season to get up to speed. Manchester United took the lead after 14 minutes via Mason Mount. His goal was assisted by Garnacho, so thumbs up. Brentford equalised after 27 minutes Bayern had a few shaky moments before the goal and was finally beaten as the ball was deflected off Luke Shaw as Damsgaard prodded the ball goalwards. 5 minutes later, Brentford took the lead through Shade. Matthias Dillet went down just outside the box, tackling a Brentford player, and he stuck his hand in the air to signal that he needed assistance. Some of the Manchester United players visibly looked as if they switched off for a few seconds, but Brentford continued to play on, and a floated cross toward the back post was met with a towering header from Shade. We'll go with Shade. At this point, Brentford looked stronger and fitter and were starting to bully Manchester United a little. This was factually Manchester United's youngest ever starting Premier League 11. And while the younger players were clearly trying, the experience was counting against them. At half time, Shaw was taken off and the match continued. Well, of course, it continued because there's a second half to play. Until Manchester United actually started to take control of possession. And especially between the 60th and 67th minute, they had 7 shots. Brentford then scored twice in 4 minutes with goals from Mbwana and Shade again, before Garnacho and Ahmad brought the score to 4-3. The league is over for Manchester United at this point, but Brentford, in the hope of securing 8th position in the league, will be away at Ipswich Town next. So, some numbers. Luke Shaw, he was unlucky to get an own goal. He attempted 1 tackle, which he won. Harry Amas, Manuel Ugarte, and Tyler Fredrickson had the most touches for the team, all over 60. Garnacho made 7 shot creating actions. Eriksson, who came on after 34 minutes, was the player who had the next highest amount of shot creating actions. Kayode for Brentford, he was a really interesting player. He was up and down, up and down. He made 4 shot creating actions. He had 11 throw-ins. And he was so effective from throw-ins simply because a throw-in from him is it may as well be a free kick floated towards the back post. So on to our last match, Chelsea 3, Liverpool 1. Chelsea opened the scoring as Enzo Fernandez ran more than 40 yards without any Liverpool players tracking him, and before starting home right-footed in the box from a cutback, about 8 yards out. So 3 minutes in, 1-0 up, great place to be. Chelsea's second came after good work down Chelsea's right by Cole Palmer. His cross was blocked in front of goal by Endo, and as Van Dijk tried to clear the ball by just swinging his boot at it, it hit Kwanzaa in the chest and then beat Alisson. So it was, for a Liverpool team, it's been so effective and so efficient this season. It was comical. On the 84th minute, Van Dijk scored from a corner, and as the game drew to a close, in the 96th minute, Chelsea won a penalty, and that was scored by Cole Palmer. His first goal in 13 league appearances, and his 4th goal from the spot this season. Chelsea sit 5th in the Premier League currently, which this season is the lowest position in the league that gets you into the Champions League. They are currently 2 points ahead of Nottingham Forest, who sit in 6th. And Nottingham Forest are also one of the teams they have to play this season in their 3 remaining games. So the numbers. Van Dijk had the most shots for Liverpool, 3. He also had the most touches of the ball, 107, and had a pass completion rate of 91.8%. Liverpool had 64% possession, which is a very Liverpool thing to do. Chelsea made 32 clearances, which emphasises how much Liverpool were attacking. And Cole Palmer made 10 shot creating actions. And with all that in mind, it brings us to 3 questions. So our first question: can Manchester United fix their defensive issues before next season? As in, will they become more organised or just a better defensive unit? Our second question: will Chelsea hold on to fifth spot to qualify for the Champions League with just the 3 games left? And our last question: are Arsenal running out of steam at the worst possible moment? Yeah. So with all that in mind, comment below. Let's get some engagement going, and I'll catch you in the next one.